All right, guys. Well, hopefully I have a mic now, so hopefully it's working better. So we have something interesting happening today. So we have a bunch of cellars that don't have refrigeration on them, and the problem is it's getting to be summertime. It's getting to be hot. So we have a couple of options. We have one cellar that's already going rotten, and they're starting to pull that out as fast as they can before they lose it all. And then we have two other cellars that don't have refrigeration that are still doing okay, but we're trying to figure out what to do. So one solution we came up with is ice. We have a truck who is delivering blocks of ice. We're going to pack the air tunnels with ice to hopefully get the cellars to cool down. So that's what we're doing right now. So here is the ice truck. It is unloading big old blocks of ice that we're going to then haul into the tunnel. Just normal blocks of ice, nothing crazy, but we have 200 blocks of ice that we're putting into the tunnel of each cellar. So hopefully this works. So we're inside the cellar now. This is the tunnel. We're putting all these bags of ice in here, but we do have to. You're getting in the video, Trevor. But yeah, we're gonna put them in here, and then we have to open them all up, and we're gonna stack them up so the air can blow across the top. Hopefully, bring the cellar down. Okay, we've got them all in here. There's 100 in here, and then this is the other tunnel, and there's 100 over here. So there's two tunnels because there's a cellar on this side and there's a cellar on the other side. So now we have to cut all these bags open and stack them so that the air can blow across the top and hopefully cool the cellar down, because we don't want the potatoes to rot. I'm gonna set you guys up on a tripod. All right. Watch us unbag all these. Okay, we got a few broken pieces, but this side we're trying two different methods. So this side we stack them 5 high like that. Hopefully the air will kind of blow through and it'll cool the cellar down. Let's go check out the other side. We're picking up all the bags. This other side, they just did the wall method. So they made a wall, and we'll see how that works. We should be able to tell pretty shortly which one's working better. Okay, Christopher just turned this one on manual. For some reason we can't get that side to turn on, but he got this side turned on. You can hear the fan going. We'll go see if we can get the other side going. Hopefully this cools everything down. Alright, see if we can get this one turned on. You can see right here, it's supposed to be 45 degrees, and it is currently 56 degrees. Our other cellar that is rotting is like 85 degrees. Something is tripping when we try to get the fan to turn on. It turned on for a minute when you first tried it. Yeah, then it clicked on. All right, well, hopefully this works. We have been struggling to try and keep these potatoes cold, and it's just getting hotter and hotter. It's supposed to be mid-90s this week, so we really need to keep them cold. If this ice works and does start to drop the temperature, then we may have to put 200 or 300 bags of ice in every week until they get them out, just to keep them low temperature. If they get too warm, they start to grow, they start to rot. There's a whole bunch of problems that start to happen. So we are just trying to keep them at that low temperature so they're good for the processors and they'll store longer. Okay, well, now that we got that done, I'm just leaving the cellars now. I know you guys have been saying how you like the longer videos, and this one would be a pretty short video if I ended it here. So let's go drive past all my pivots and make sure they're all still running. You want to join me? The reason I say I have to go check my pivots is because our pivots are kind of old, and we have quite a few pivots that they just won't stay running. They'll run for a few hours and shut off, or they'll run for a couple days and shut off. So you have to constantly be checking them. So here's one of my pivots over here. That's one of the ones that keeps shutting off, but it looks like it is still running. I also have the pivots on the other side of that one. You can't really see them, they're too far away, but they are also still running. I have these pivots over here. Don't mind my cracked windshield. It's a farm truck. They're still running too. So we'll go check the rest of them here. Okay, I just pulled into this one, and you can see by all the mist right there that it is still running, which is nice. We have a lot of crops. I also have this pivot right over here, and it is also running. These are all in potatoes. We have a whole bunch of pivots. I think this year we're running 35 pivots, and so we've kind of split them up amongst each other to make sure that they all get covered evenly, because I mean, there's so many problems with the pivots that if I had to run all the pivots, half of them wouldn't run half the time, because I'd be working on one a lot and then the next one would be off. And then, so we split them up. So I think we each have 7 or 8 pivots we're watching. And yeah, I have been fighting mine. I have another pivot that the wire that runs to the pivot center where the panel is, it's only sending partial power. So they're getting some power. It just shut off one day, and they're getting some power there, but he says that there's a couple different wires that go, and one of them is broken. So that's something I have to do this afternoon. We have to find that wire. He's going to come out and detect it, and then we have to dig it up with the backhoe. So if that happens today, that clip will be next. All right, well, they called and said that they found the broken wire, so I am on my way out to the field in the backhoe to go dig it up so they can fix it. See you there. All right, so we got out here to the field. Luckily, the break of the wire wasn't too far from the center point, so we just dug down, and the pivot wizard, Aaron Portman, is out here. He's gonna get this thing up and going. We're just digging up the wire so they can hopefully fix it. They said there was a bunch of like vole holes, so mice and voles probably got down there and chopped some nice some holes in the wire and probably shorted it out, and that's hopefully what we find. There's a concrete thrust block right there off this mainline pipe, so we have to be careful where we dig. Tried to dig next to it and then slough off a little bit here, and now they're trying to locate it a little bit better before I go digging around anymore. Well, we found the main line, and there's the wires, but now we just have to find the break in the wires. So, found a candy bar wrapper too. Look at that. Somebody was snacking when they put this in 50 years ago. Well, they found the rest of the wires. They ran them underneath the main line and then up over the top of the main line, so made it easy to hit them. Luckily we didn't, so we'll get them all patched up so we can get the pivot going. This field of grain, man, it looks cool with the wind blowing across it, but it hasn't been watered in a week because that's about when the pivot went down, so we got to get water on it. So what they're doing is they're cutting the wires, and they have these little slices here. They cut the wires, they stick that on, and then they crimp it on, and then they have these shrink wrap tubes that they put over and heat up, and it just shrinks around it so no water and stuff can get in there. And that's how they're fixing them. filled in. Pivot is turning on. Sorry about the wind. I took my mic off. But yeah, it's going again. This field really needs it. That's good. Okay, well, I'll show you the progress on the cellar. They're still pretty much at the front. They have been taking quite a few loads out today. This is our cellar that is rotten because they left them in. It's rotten over here. Anywhere it's dark is rotten potatoes. The white stuff is still good, but it is just nasty rotten. You can see all that muddy slop he's driving through is just the juice from the rotten potatoes that are making it muddy. It's just soupy. But luckily we are getting the potatoes out. So, alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. We had a lot going on, a lot of different things happening, and as you can see, I am raking hay. So that will be the next video, is hay harvest crop number 2. So look forward to that, and I'll see you in the next one.